That gallon of gas you just pumped? The station made maybe 3 to 10 cents on it. And before the owner sees a single penny, the credit card company has already reached into the till. The fuel out front is barely a business at all. The real money is waiting inside, and they keep the gas cheap on purpose to walk you through the door. Look at the big sign on the corner, the one with the price glowing in foot-tall numbers, updated sometimes twice a day. You think that sign is advertising a product? It's not. It's bait. And the reason it works is stranger than the price itself. Start with where that pump price actually goes. On a roughly $3.50 gallon, the biggest chunk, often around 2/3, is the wholesale cost of the fuel. Then federal and state taxes, which average close to 50 cents a gallon nationwide. What's left for the station is a gross margin of maybe 20 to 30 cents. Sounds survivable. But that number is a lie, because it hasn't met the credit card yet. Here's the quiet thief. When you swipe at the pump, the card networks Visa, MasterCard, and your bank take what's called interchange, typically around 2 to 2.5% of the wholesale. On a $50 fill-up, that's over $1 gone. And the fee is charged on the entire price, taxes included. So the station pays a card fee on the government's tax money too. After that bite, the owner's actual take can collapse to just a few cents, sometimes pennies. Now hold on to that, because it gets worse. When wholesale prices spike fast, stations often can't raise the pump price quickly enough. Competition on that glowing sign won't let them. So for days at a time, plenty of stations are selling gas at a loss. They are literally paying you to drive in. Which raises the obvious question, why would anyone run a business like that on purpose? Because the gas was never the business. Walk 15 feet from the pump and you cross into a completely different company, one that happens to share a parking lot. Industry data puts fuel in the low single digits as a share of profit, while in-store merchandise drives the majority of the actual gross profit dollars. The pumps move the volume, the shelves move the money. And not all shelves are equal. Watch what they place in your path. The fountain machine, the coffee station, the roller grill with the hot dogs that have been turning since this morning. These aren't conveniences. They're the highest margin items in American retail. Consider the fountain soda. A large cup sells for $1.79, $2. The syrup, the carbonation, the cup and lid together cost the store somewhere in the range of 20 to 40 cents. That's a gross margin north of 80%, sometimes pushing 90. The coffee is the same trick. A few cents of grounds and hot water sold for $2. One cup can out-earn an entire tank of gas. A tank you might have sold at a loss to get that customer standing in front of the coffee in the first place. That is the whole engine. The fuel is a loss leader, priced thin or negative to win the most precious thing in retail, footfall. A significant share of fuel customers come inside, and the ones who do spend, on average, far more than the cents the gas made. The station isn't selling you gasoline. It's renting your attention for 90 seconds while the pump runs, then betting you'll walk toward the door. This is why the layout is no accident. The drinks are at the back, so you walk past everything to reach them. The chips, the jerky, the candy line, the route. The cigarettes and lottery behind the counter barely profit, but they're traffic anchors, the thing the regular comes in for daily. Tobacco and lottery often account for a large share of in-store sales by dollar volume. While earning almost nothing, they exist to build the habit of walking in. The profit is the soda you grab on the way to the register. And here's the detail that exposes the entire setup. Remember that credit card fee eating the fuel margin? It's exactly why so many stations now post two prices, cash and credit, with a discount of 5, 10, even 15 cents for cash. They're not being generous. On gas, the card fee can be larger than their entire profit on the sale, so they hand you the cash discount to claw back the margin the networks would otherwise take. The credit card companies quietly make more on your fill-up than the family that owns the station does, which is why the model has flipped over the last few decades. The oil companies, Exxon, Shell, BP, largely got out of owning the corner stations. The brand on the canopy is usually a supply contract, not the owner. The people actually making money are the convenience operators. Chains like Casey's, Wawa, Quick Trip, Boosie's, who figured out the gas is just the hook and the kitchen is the business. The fuel gets you off the highway. The brisket sandwich and the wall of branded snacks are what you actually came for, even if you didn't know it walking in. It's a bidding war for your footsteps, each one willing to bleed on the fuel because the customer who comes inside for a coffee and a bag of chips is worth more than the entire tank. The pump is the welcome mat. The store is the house. The strangest part is that you've been the product the whole time, not the buyer. The station sells the oil company volume, sells the card network transactions, and sells itself the one thing it actually keeps you standing in front of the fountain machine. Which leaves one last question. If the gas is bait and the soda is the catch, Then what is the loyalty app on your phone quietly doing while you pump, and who is buying the trail of data it leaves behind?